Hi guys, this is I'm Stuck, and today we are with my new channel GCSE languages, and today we will be studying French. Now we're going to do the perfect tense, which is also the past tense, and to start off we will do regular verbs which take avoir. Now most verbs take avoir, however we will come on later that a few do take être, but most verbs take avoir, and one of the big ones is something like jouer, which means to play. Now, jouer, what we do to form this regular past tense is we have to knock off the er and add an e with a acute on it. So that is how you form it. Jouer, it goes to jouer, it still stays the same, but how you write it, you have to do an e acute. So J-O-U-E acute. It's there on the board, as you can see in front of you. However, what we have to do, instead of saying je jouais, we have to take j'ai. Now, j'ai literally means I have. Now, up on the board in front of you here is all of the different things you have to know for avoir. So, for example, if we are going to say we played, you would say nous avons joué. It's the same with a verb like manger, where you would say nous avons mangé, again with the acute. So now that we've learned how to form verbs to take avoir, we now need to know how to form verbs that take être. Now below you, as you can see, there's all the ways. It's je suis, tu es, and so on, as you can see as they're scrolling through. So we also need to know that they do still keep the same form afterwards. So if, for example, as I use my old example, jouer, jouer would still take jouer with J-O-U-E with an acute. But however, jouer does not take être. The verbs that take être, and we will just come up soon scrolling through, include things like arriver, retourner, and aller, which is a very big one. And they're normally things to do with movement or going somewhere. So you wouldn't say j'ai allé, instead you would say je suis allé. Now je suis literally means I am, but this is the form that you would use. It doesn't make a literal translation. So we've learned now all about être verbs and what verbs take être, but now we need to know about the other verbs that take être, and these are reflexive verbs. Now reflexive verbs are when you're doing something to yourself. So for example, an example I can think of is to say I get up, you would say je me lève. However, to say I got up, instead of saying je m'ai levé, you would say je me suis levé. That's because it takes the form être instead of the avoir. So the next step is we also need to know the where er verbs, what they take, what ir verbs, what form they take in the perfect tense, and what re verbs take in the perfect tense. Now we'll start off with er, which I've already gone over, and that will take the e apostrophe e with the e and the accent on, and that is again take the er off and just add an e with an accent on, and that's in the regular form. Then ir, instead they will just take the r off. That's as simple. So an example may be sortir, which is also takes être, and that would go to je suis sorti. Then we also need to know re, and that goes to you. So take the re off and go to you. An example of this would be vendre, which means to sell, and that would go to vendu. So finally, we need to just know that there's some verbs which do take the irregular form. Now there is no way of knowing this, you just have to learn them, and unfortunately I can't go through every single one today because it would take me forever. However, there are a few that I will go through, and the first one is boire, which means to drink. So that you may think it's an re verb, however this actually goes to bu, which means it's j bu. Now another one off the top of my head is devoir, which means to have to do. So you might say, I have to do my homework, which is je dois faire mes devoirs. However, to change this to the past tense, you would make it j'ai dû, which means I had to do my homework would be j'ai dû faire mes devoirs. Then pouvoir means to be able to, or so je peux would mean I can, but to say I could, you would say j'ai pu. Now these are only a few examples, but we have to know when we are using these which ones take irregular. Now most take a regular, but another big one actually is prendre, which means to take, and that actually goes to j'ai pris. So of course just be aware when you're using these words to make sure that if it takes the regular, the irregular, or être, or if it takes avoir. So thank you for watching this video. Now it's a new channel, so please can you subscribe, and you can also go and visit my other one which has geography, history and science videos. But thank you and see you soon. Bye.